The title of this video is not clickbait. You will save 20 years of your life. When you're lying on your deathbed and you're reminiscing moments from the past, what do you think you're going to be thinking about? What do you think you will be regretting? Seriously, just think about that for a second. You know, they wrote a book about the top 5 regrets of the dying. And do you know what was number 1 out of all of them? It was, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. And this makes sense, right? When you're lying in bed, you're gonna have like the fondest memories of your childhood, playing with friends, like doing things that were authentic to you. You took the risk, you did the things you wanted to do. You signed up for that new gym, the martial arts club, you won a competition. These are all the things that you're gonna be proud of and the things that you're gonna remember, because these are like the most authentic we can be to ourselves. And the things we did to please others, not explore the passion that we wanted to, not pursuing your hobbies and habits, would all have been a massive regret. But this book was written in 2009, and things are changing at such a rapid rate. In the last like 10,000 years, we learned how to use tools, and in the last 50, we had the atomic bomb. In the last like 80 years, we got computers. In the last like 2 years, we got AI, and it's just like an exponential increase. During this explosion, obviously we had the benefits, but something that has changed drastically since 2009 is the invention of social media and your phone. And coincidentally, it matches perfectly the description of what the dying were regretting. It makes you live a life that's not true to yourself, and you try to live a life that others expect of you. It's scarily accurate to the number 1 regret that the dying had, and it will be the biggest regret that you have, wasting your time on your phone that you may have on your deathbed. And this is more serious than you realize, because you know the average Gen Z spends 8 hours per day on their phone, and that's actually crazy. Like, I always see YouTubers that make these kind of videos, but they're in like their 20s, and they genuinely don't understand the extent of like how fast this explosion is happening and how much Gen Z is using their phones and technology, and not to even mention Gen Alpha and like the iPad kid era. Just get your phone out right now as an actionable step and check your screen time per day. And for me, it's like around 4 hours a day. And if we do 4 times 365 times 85, considering that I'll live to around 85, that's 124,100 hours. And if you put this into this hours to years converter, that's 14 years. And genuinely, it's not crazy to see screen times up in the double digits. I know friends who have 15 hours, 17 hours of screen time per day, and I'll let you do the maths. If for 4 hours per day was 14 years, what would 12 hours be? People's biggest wish is to be back in their prime years, their teenage years, their 20s, and just have more time. Like, oh, I wish I was just back then, I'd be doing this, this, and this, and my life would be so different now. My parents always say that, and you guys have probably heard it as well. And here we are, in our prime years, wasting it all on Instagram, TikTok. Sure, if we exclude like the first 10 years of our life, and like the last 10, because like we're retiring and we won't be using our phones, but actually, to be honest, look around and it's really bleak. Gen Alpha and the iPad kids, they're literally like 4, 5, 6, and they all grow up with phones in their hands, so you can't even subtract your early years anymore.
Childhood is not meant to be lived trapped by technology, spending countless hours consumed by what algorithms feed you. Childhood is meant to be a time to explore the world. It's a time to be free and curious, discovering the wonders of nature and the thrill of new adventures. It's a time for laughter and learning, for making friends and memories that last a lifetime.
4 hours a day isn't even that much, right? And yet that's 14 years of your life that you're wasting. A lot of you watching this right now are probably 14, 15, 16, as am I. The moment you were born, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, doing nothing but scrolling all the way until you are right now. That's how much time that you're going to be wasting. But it's even worse because it's in your prime years that you could be doing so much more. This device will rob you of so many years. But the thing is, if you're watching this video right now, you have my respect. 70% of people have already clicked off. They've opened Instagram and started scrolling. Like, dead ass, I'm not even lying. Literally opened another app and started scrolling. I can show you my analytics. 70% of people are already gone. And the first step to curing a disease is to realize that it exists. And you, by watching this, are acknowledging that this is a genuine problem and you want to solve it. The second step is to diagnose. I can guarantee for 99% of us, like, we spend the majority of our phone time on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and YouTube. And I've tried to delete TikTok and Instagram so many times in the past, but I always failed. Why? It's because I was scared. I think this is the number 1 reason that people don't understand why we can't just delete these apps. I was genuinely scared that I wouldn't be able to keep up with the latest trends, that I wouldn't understand all the inside jokes, and it's understandable. It's a human desire to want to be included. It's a social desire as innate humans, and this is FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's an insanely powerful emotion. Oh, Timothy just gambled like $10,000 and he's now a millionaire. That's the the feeling you feel, the fear of missing out. That's what gets people investing, because they're scared of missing out on such a great opportunity. But remember, the top regrets of dying people was, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life that was true to myself, not the life that others expected of me. What are you actually missing out on? Are you even missing out? In a strange way, now is the best time to take action. A year ago, everyone was on TikTok and Instagram, right? Like, that was like the new biggest thing. Everyone was on short form. It was like brand new. But now more and more people are becoming aware. I don't know if you guys have seen it as well, but I can see people on TikTok and Instagram literally making posts warning people to get out while they can and saying like they're addicted, and they acknowledge it. I see posts of people saying,
hey man, I think our parents were right. What do you mean? I think it is the damn phones. Yeah.
maybe it was that damn phone. And like people are saying, oh, TikTok's brain rot, etc. And there is actually, in a good way, a movement against short form content, but it's not enough. Now we move on to step 3, the cure. As an actionable step, get your phone right now, set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes, start scrolling on your favorite app, Instagram, TikTok. I'm gonna do it as well. And this was actually a powerful psychology experiment done, and it's called behavior tracking. So just notice what kind of posts catch your attention, because like while we're scrolling, we're not watching every post till the end. So for me, when I did this, is it the funny ones? Is it the motivational ones? What is it? I tended to stop most on ones of like other people, motivational ones, and nostalgic ones. And this shows that the reason that I go on social media is sometimes when I'm feeling lonely, unmotivated, when I want to feel connected. And the reason that you might go on social media is different, so you need to be able to find this. The first step that we're going to do to cure this, we're going to implement and replicate this emotion in real life. If you saw that you were like stopping on reels that are like motivational, etc., you just need more motivation in your life. And to feel the feeling of motivation, you work hard towards something that matters to you, whether that's studying for your test. You stick like your goals on the wall like I have right here, and you just find ways to motivate yourself more. And if you're feeling lonely, you can join online communities, spend more time with your friends, and there's so many ways to implement this in real life. And we've made it a habit to seek for validation, for meaning inside social media and just scrolling. That's why I realized that when I was bored or I felt like I wasn't making progress, that's when I kept going to this, my phone. So that's why I started new hobbies, habits. I signed up for kickboxing and I started making progress in that. And suddenly, because I was like making new friends, talking to people, I was also working on myself and feeling more motivated. I felt less of a need to go to social media. If you have fear of missing out and you're scared of like missing out on the trends, that's because social media is the most interesting part of your life. And it's a brutal reality. If there was something more interesting in your life that you were doing, you wouldn't be on social media as much as you are. And you don't want to be the person who's like TikTok and Instagram is like the entire personality, right? So take action now. You will never regret that you didn't like scroll more on Instagram, that you didn't watch more TikToks, but you'll always regret that you didn't spend more time with your friends, family, doing stuff that matter to you. Remember, I've said this again and again, but I'll say it once more. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. That was the number one regret of the dying. Write that number down that we calculated at the very beginning, the number of years that you will waste. Write down the emotions that you feel that make you go back to social media, and always ask yourself, is this the life that I really want to live? What am I actually missing out on? Write this in the comments and hold yourself accountable. But at the end of the day, it's your job to find the other things, the replacements, understanding yourself that this is the reason you're on social media, and replicating that emotion in real life. I'm just here lighting the spark for you, but it's your job to kindle and tend to the flame. I gave you the awareness and the suggestions, but it's your job to find the cure. And if you've watched this far, you probably enjoy learning from me. So if you're really truly dedicated to bettering yourself as a student, check out Student Accelerator, my community of like-minded individuals where we teach you how to get the best grades, become the best student, have an entire academic comeback, but more important things as well, such as this. If this interests you, check out my free masterclass to find out more, which will be the first link in the description. But as always, take action, take care, and I'll see you next time.
Everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice.
Boo! I see you reaching for that next YouTube video on your phone. I've given you the spark, but it's your job to put like the timber in and like make the most of it, right? You're going to end up wasting so many years if you don't take action. So go make your future self proud right now. Right now.